Hey guys, how's it going? It is June 9th today. It's June 9th. You can clearly tell that I'm hooked up to this Degelman roller, and we're in the case 9380 here. Also, you clearly know that we're back up at the North Farm. We finished seeding at the South Farm, as you already would be aware of. Probably about half done crop spraying, I would say, and we sprayed our chickpeas, just finished spraying the chickpeas on our first application. And we have sprayed those chickpeas for fungicide, multiple applications throughout the course of the year, but we'll talk about that in another video at another time. Right now, we're up here at the North Farm. There's about 90 acres out here that we did not get rolled, because we roll everything up here other than the canola. The reason why we didn't get this 90 acres rolled was because we finished seeding, we just about finished rolling, and we needed to get back south to help finish seeding down there, and we have. So when we were rolling this, there was no crop up. It was freshly seeded. Now the crop's like 4 leaf, give or take, and we are already crop spraying. Donovan, we brought Donovan up this time, and he's actually on the sprayer, and maybe we'll do a video of that. We'll see how it goes. And he's spraying right now. But I would like to get this wheat rolled. And you probably wonder to yourself, well, Mike, why do you roll your wheat? Like, I understand pulses because you have to go to flex mode. You don't have to go to flex mode for wheat, and you are correct. But if you have a really good or heavy crop of wheat and it lodges or lays down, then you can go to flex mode and you can take it all without any worries about stones, rocks, whatever you want to call them, going through your combine and doing thousands of dollars worth of damage. Even if you don't have to go to flex mode, because I don't think I've ever cut my wheat in flex mode, is peace of mind harvesting, knowing that you can cut low to the ground without a care in the world of a rock. Well, Mike, why don't you roll all your stuff at home? Because typically the crop is thin enough that you can see through the crop and would know if there's any rocks. But I agree, it would be nice to roll everything at home, but there's far more acres to roll at home, and we would need a whole lot more rollers and more tractors, and you would need more people, and it's just a big operation to undertake if you wanted to roll everything back home. Not very many acres up here, already have a roller, one tractor, not very hard to roll. So that's the reason why we're doing it. So now let's get at it. So we're gonna back this roller up, and there's little arms that I'm going to hydraulically move, and it's going to put pressure on each one of those wings to try and force the wings out. And I know I haven't shaved in a long time. I got the seeding beard going on. It's been all of 10 days. I know it's pretty crazy. I'm going to zoom in on these arms. So look behind the main frame. I'm going to hit the hydraulic here. There, you see those two that are kind of moving around there? So boom, right to the left, and then to the right, right there. You see it tip those things? Alright, so we've put hydraulic pressure with those. Now we're going to back up. I can get this thing backed up while talking to you guys. Here we go. Maybe I should zoom out just a little. There we go. Typically, when you want to back these puppies up and wing them out, you shouldn't do it going downhill. You should actually do it going uphill. It would actually assist you. But we're going to go downhill, because that's just how we roll. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more here. Make sure we got our pressure on. We do. Come on, hit a go. You gotta work with it a little bit. There she goes. Once it starts going, then it will go. So let's talk about rain. Down at the South Farm, we've actually had a decent amount of rain. We were sitting pretty dang good. Probably more rain in the last 2 weeks than we've had in the last 2 years. North Farm, we were very dry during seeding. We were actually way drier up north than we were down south, which is pretty rare. Doesn't happen very often. And I was actually worried about some of the moisture, and then we just got some rain here within the last I would say, whoa, better focus. You want to bring these things in, so this one here is ready for its hook. It's locked in right there. Yep. And then over here we are a little ways away. So you should bring them in at the same time. So I'm just gonna. Beauty. Okay, and once you hold it, you hold some pressure on there. I know I'm not very straight, but that's what happens when you're talking. Then you want to lower it down. Oh, no. Yeah. By lowering it down, there's a cable in there, and it will lock those puppies in. And your wheels will come up. Let's see if I can zoom in. I feel a tick crawling up my leg right now. It is distracting me big time. Okay, wheels are up over there. Brings all the wheels up at the exact same time, including the back ones. Then you just need to do the pull test. Gently go forward, make sure you actually are hooked in. We are hooked in. So, there's been times where guys think that they're hooked in. They think that it's hooked, and then they take off, and it is not hooked, and damage will happen. Always do a light pull test, make sure you're hooked in. And that's literally all we do. We got our GPS, John Deere GPS. This is the John Deere steering wheel. I know it really bothers. It actually bothers me just a little bit, but I'll get used to it. For our guidance. Just gonna straighten out here a little bit. Flatten our crop down here just a wee bit. Okay, then we'll just quickly run out and we'll take a look at the roller. It is a little bit breezy outside, so bear with me. Brace yourselves, a bit of a breeze. All right, obviously you have a very obvious question. Mike, will you do damage to your crop by rolling it at this stage? As you can clearly tell, it's pretty dang flat. Actually, it'll pop back up. It's pretty flat right now, and I wouldn't want to spray it with, you know, a herbicide that has grassy and broadleaf in it, you know, kind of give it a slap in the face while it's down. But it'll pop back up. Just like if you were to drive across your field with my pickup truck, or that tractor, it would punch it down, but give it about a day and it would pop itself right back up again. So normally I try to roll prior to this stage. This wouldn't be optimum for me. I personally would prefer to roll it before it's even out of the ground. But you have to be careful with that too, because if you roll it in wet conditions out of the ground, you can take your furrow, we'll use this as an example. Your furrow, if there was in here, and you could smush this down like this, and then you just seed it at 1 inch deep, but then you just threw 1 inch more dirt on top of it. Now it has 2 inches to come through, and you can actually have a pretty high mortality rate with your seed. So you want to be careful with that as well. Some guys will actually wait until it's up, maybe not quite this high, and then roll. I did a trial last year. I rolled right behind the drill. I rolled, I think it was like 5 days after, until the ground stiffened up a little bit. And then the third one was I rolled when it was up like this. Not quite as advanced as this, but definitely up. And there was no damage to rolling the crop that was up. And there was obviously no damage to rolling the crop that was 5 days, or not. The crop wasn't up, obviously, but 5 days after I seeded it is what I'm trying to say here. But there was some issues with the stuff that I rolled right behind the drill, because it was soft and I actually overpacked it. And since the furrow was nice and soft, I mushed down that furrow, threw some dirt into the furrow, for just like what I said. And I had a bit of a mortality rate, and it thinned out my wheat crop last year. So we're gonna go do some rolling. And now, I know you guys, like, Mike, why wouldn't you just leave it? It's up, you know, only 80 acres that you didn't get rolled. That's not too bad. And I was this close to leaving it. This close. And maybe I still will. But we're gonna go do a round anyway and kind of see what it looks like. But like I said before, I was backing up crooked there. We got quite a bit of rain up here. We're sitting probably 2-3 inches, depending on where you are, within the last, well, ever since I quit seeding. So 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that, because it was a dry seed. And so we got spots like these, which is a little muddy. And that is kind of a big no-no. You don't want to take a roller through something like that, because that crop, that will dry out, and that crop will use that moisture to be a good crop. Once you drag that roller through it, if it's muddy, it could stick to the mud, roll around the roller, and yank all the crop and roots right out of the ground while it goes around the roller. And if it doesn't do that, the second thing that it could do is, since it's wet and mushy, it could overpack it, bake the ground, and then really thin out your crop stand. Well, Mike, that seems like a pretty big risk there, buddy, old pal. Why don't you just wait a little bit? You know what? Maybe we will. And second thought, we're actually going to roll. And the reason why is because that doesn't represent the field. That's one slough kind of trickling into another one. And we're gonna make a round. We're going to make a round. So hold on. Start mapping here. But the advantage to rolling when it's soft, not that soft, that's mud, is it pushes the rocks in really good. Oh, we're mapping red. We used to map in blue. Cody must have switched it. Oh man, we're going too fast. We're going 6 point, oh, we're going 7. Back or down a little bit here, Skippy. That's a little bit more like it. 6 mile an hour. You guys know I don't like to roll or do anything too fast. Wow, that's loud. I should turn that down. There's a rock. Boom! Whoop, sorry. It's gone. It's flat back there, you see it. That's the reason why. I know there's some bigger rocks out here. Okay. Okay. Don't make me do something with you right now. It's my first time rolling this year. I'm kind of excited about it. It's one of the reasons why I want to roll. So this is saline in here, which is the reason why you're seeing yellowing of the crop. And that rain that we got that quick and fast, and it pushed some of our nitrogen down a little bit. That's some of that yellowing that you see. About 1550 RPM, and we're doing 5.8 mile an hour. I've never seen you in a red shirt before. Oh, I know. I don't like wearing red. Not a fan at all, actually. You won't see me wear very much of it, especially bright red. But I left at about 2 o'clock. No, maybe it was 2:30. 2:30 in the morning. Last night, this morning, however that works. Okay. Yeah, we get the idea. And I forgot my clothes. So this is... may or may not be my brother-in-law's. Anyways, moving on. It's not my brother-in-law's. But I did definitely forget my clothes. I managed to dig something up out of a closet. Mike, you forgot your clothes, buddy. Would you drive up? And you don't want to know the answer to that question, so don't ask that one. I just quickly stopped here because I wanted to point out one pretty good sized rock. I don't know, it's probably the size of a football. Anyways, this is the reason why you rock pick, for those very purposes. But since we don't have a rock picker, we're gonna roll it. And that's the reason why we're rolling with our crop up, because that is a bit of a header smasher. Well, Mike, why didn't you pick it up when you were seeding? I clearly didn't see it. That's the reason why. But anyway, we're gonna roll over it here. Beauty. Let's stop for a second here. Even these guys, it just pushes them down. And this one. There's a hump there for where it went over. See, I can go over that with my header, because come harvest time, this ground's going to be a little more stiff, and I'll go right over that with my header. But prior, I would have just totally scooped that puppy right in. Now, if this crop wasn't up like this, oh, here's another one. Look at this one. He got flattened right in there. Look at that. That's what you want to see. He's level. Oh, sorry about that. I know. Here, let me get this. There we go. Oop, hold on here. There we go. Level. That's awesome. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mike, you can't just keep rolling your rocks down. You're just delaying the inevitable. Excuse me. And that's true. I am. But right now, we are literally delaying the inevitable. We will pick these come fall, or maybe we'll get a rock picker up here one day and we'll pick these rocks while we're seeding, because the drills will yank them out of the ground. Even if you had a rock picker, and even if you spent forever picking every stone, you're still gonna miss some. Maybe you wouldn't miss the big ones like that. You're still gonna miss some. You might even miss one like that. For sure you'll miss one the size of my fist. And then this way, it just punches it in the ground. No stress, you guys. No stress. All right. Now you know. I'll let you guys go. I'm going to do some rolling. Adios, amigos. You're right. We should probably get some rolling footage. No-thinking job. Just, of course, I don't stop thinking, but it's still a no-thinking job. Just sit back, let the auto steer go. Well, after this, I guess I'll move it back to the yard. And then roll it. Obviously, if you do come upon a rock that is too large to roll, and you need to GPS pin it in your phone or something, and then come back with the loader tractor or something. So far, we haven't had that yet. All right, guys. I will catch you guys on the flipper. Adios, amigos.